Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get started in just 1 minute. Welcome to PDA. Okay, it's exactly 7 o'clock p.m., and we're going to get started. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to PDA. My name is Bill Smith, producer of the show, and I am glad that you were able to join us on this evening as we close out the year of 2025. On behalf of PDA Group, welcome, and we want to wish you all a happy new year. PDA is a monthly digital series, and it is our purpose to engage audiences, enlighten audiences, and coach and mentor professionals, connect them ethnically and generationally, offering actionable strategies to be successful in today's marketplace. I'm joined with a great panel today, and today we're going to present our year in review to give you an update on some of the activities we've been through this particular year. Focus on next year. We do have some goal setting strategies that we want to offer you. We have two professionals here to give you some great advice and insights on goal setting for 2026. I'm also joined here with the PDA Group founders to offer some actionable strategies to be successful in 2026. So once again, thank you for joining us. All of the challenges that we've all faced have come to an end this year, and we look forward to excitement on the opportunities that present themselves in 2026. Be sure to mute yourselves so it doesn't come through on the broadcast. And we're going to start off with the introduction of the panelists, and then we'll get started right away with the presentation. My name is Bill Smith, and once again, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll start next with, I guess, Dr. D. Are you around?
I think we lost Dr. D.
Okay, she'll be back. All right, let's go with Alicia or Karis.
Sure, I'll go ahead and get started. Good evening, everyone. My name is Karis Townsend. I'm the founder and creator of Conversations with Karis, which is an online platform where I use my skills from climbing the corporate to becoming the chief operating officer of a software company, as well as my master professional certification to help individuals navigate negative lived experiences in it. Thanks so much for joining us again. Jeff and I will be discussing setting goals a little bit later. Happy New Year to everyone, and I'm really excited to participate in the year-end show. So thanks again. Alicia, over to you.
Yeah, I think Alicia's she'll be joining us as soon as she can. She's indisposed at the particular moment. Okay, so let's
Sure.
go on and let Jeff
Sure.
give his introduction.
All
Karis,
right.
once again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And yeah, super excited for the conversation today. I know we had a similar conversation in June about goal setting mid-year through. And so excited to start 26 off before it happens, which is super important, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But I wrote a book called Better Goals. About 15 years ago, I came across the philosophy of Kaizen, which you can see in my background, means good change. Really, it means continuous improvement, one small step at a time. So we're going to talk about how to achieve your goals a little bit differently this next year. So we're excited to get into that.
Outstanding, Jeff. Once again, We appreciate you joining us and offering your expertise. Last time you gave us and joined us via video from Mexico. I believe it was Machu Picchu. You were
It was
showing
Peru and Machu Picchu. Yeah, a
Yes,
big life goal of mine. So that was serendipitous, but yeah.
Outstanding. Okay, well, guys, I'm sure Dr. D will pop back in, and so will Alicia at some point. But we're going to get started on today's presentation. Bear with me 1 second as we get started. I will load up the slideshow as we get started here. Okay, so we're going to start with our year in review. And once again, guys, I am grateful and I am thankful this year. There has been a lot of challenges, but one thing you guys have really made a difference with this particular effort that we've been engaged with. I'm thankful and grateful that you've trusted us to tune in and view these presentations. And we've really been making a difference in a lot of people's lives and their professional and personal development. So again, I want to thank you for tuning in and participating with us, connecting and following us. It really helps out. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to connect and follow this group and Jeff. I'm sure you'll find that we can actually help you and make a difference. You have, over 100 years of experience with the diverse group of members that make up the PDA group. So we started off last January with the PDA group. PDA stands for Professional Development and Accountability. And our first event was last February. We did a great presentation on Black History Month. So I'm just going to go through the different events that we've done the past month. I think Dr. D and Alicia are going to speak about Women's History Month. Karis wasn't here, but I will tell you, my Aunt Ponda told me this was one of the best presentations. So I will definitely take her word that it was great. And we did do a great presentation on women's history, and that was all women's history internationally. We pretty much set the table. Next up, we were pleased and really thrilled to have F&S Henderson come and give us a outstanding presentation on diversity, equity, inclusion, the backlash on DEI and its effect on the nation and the world. We have videos on all of our work. If you haven't done so, please check the page. You will see some of the content he gave. It's still spot on today. Karis, you want to tell us about you and the fabulous Dr. Claire?
Absolutely. So I had the opportunity to have an amazing conversation with Dr. Claire. Our focus was on managing microaggressions in the work environment. We started out by identifying the 4 different types, which is something that's it's not well known. There are multiple types of microaggressions, how they manifest in your daily work environment, and also how they manifest in your body. And how dealing with them and not managing through them effectively can really impact your health. And then lastly, we provided some tools to help you navigate within those workspaces when you're experiencing those microaggressions in the work environment. So that way you can thrive through it and continue to grow in your professional development. Thank you, Bill.
Yes, outstanding, Sean. We hope to have Dr. Claire back next year. Recognize these two? Last June, Jeff and Karis, Conversations with Karis, our first one with her. Beyond the Vision Board, making your goals actually happen. Great show. Once again, check some of the videos out on the page.
And we'll have part 2 shortly.
Yes, we will. Alicia led the discussion in August for National Black Business Month. Her and Robin Wilson Tucker did a great presentation on improving processes to improve profits. They really gave a technical presentation as well. So for all of you engineers, process administrators, please get engaged with them. They really know their thing and know exactly what they're talking about. Dr. D's not here right now, but I must say, and Karis, I'm sure will back me up, this was a very stimulating conversation as it relates to National Suicide Awareness. We had a special guest in Mr. Feaster. Karis, can you give us some insights on what you took from that particular effort?
Sure. Well, this was a very personal episode for me. As we discussed during the episode, Joseph Easter is my uncle. And unfortunately, within my family, my cousin took his own life. And so my uncle was talking about mental health, impact to families, understanding that it's not a choice, it's a mental health issue, as well as providing some resources for anyone else who's going through what we went through as a family and how to best support you, and also support those within your family that might be having mental health crises. So it was, like I said, very personal. My uncle was very courageous in telling his story, and since then has started the Feaster Family Foundation, which is supporting mental health across the country and is a resource for those that are in crisis. Thank you.
Yes. Great presentation, ladies and gentlemen. That brought us to the month of October, and for National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we were pleased to have Tina Graham, the godmother of comedy, and Miss Kim Good, a community activist and business owner here in northern New Jersey, based out of my hometown, Elizabeth, New Jersey. They really gave a compelling presentation on the ups and downs, the joys and pains of survivorship and, getting diagnosed with this horrible disease. And of course, the resources and medical treatments, and just, it was really dynamic, their discussion and the insights they gave to this really personal story. Would you agree, Karis? Well, I guess you would. She blacked out for a minute, but that was a great
Yes, I
presentation
do
as well.
agree. Thank you.
And that, of course, will bring us to today's presentation. And we're going to start today's presentation with, well, you can't start anything on personal and professional development today without the election of Donald Trump. That's how this comes together here. The president has enacted a lot of different policies and programs that have a serious impact on people of color, professionals, young professionals. So it is on us to present these things, show them how they're going to impact you, and give you some actionable strategies to be successful in this particular environment. So I'm going to go through these next slides here to tell you the different things that the Trump administration has done to assist people of color, based on statements from the White House, but the facts to where we are now, and to see how you might be able to come out of this ahead as we move through 2026, which will be a very volatile year, personally, professionally, and politically. So let's get ready, guys. Donald Trump is the president, and again, just like all Americans, we want the best for the president and we want the best for America. I think everyone here will agree that. However, he came into office and, he had a Make America Great plan. And it seems as though he came in, first of all, him and Elon Musk with Doge, trim the fat, all of the regulations, cutting down, slashing all of government. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a major impact in the country since he took office in January. For us as a people, women, people of color, the cuts to DEI programs has had a major impact on the workforce in the African American community across the country and worldwide. With the federal directives to stop all DEI initiatives that employed a lot of us, we've lost jobs, we've lost work, and this is serious. A major segment of the population that's been impacted by these cuts is Black women, other women of color. It's a fact that over 300,000 to 400,000 women just in the federal government have been let go since March. Imagine the impact that's had in those particular communities across the country. Donald Trump put together the Make America Great plan, but he also had the Platinum Plan for Black America. As you can see here, he had several, programs and policies that he was going to act for Black America in the next 4 years. None of these things have really come to fruition at this particular point. Just like many of the different programs and policies that he talked about in his plan, there's really nothing here, okay? Take a look at the 3 million new jobs for Black community and what's been done with the federal government, how corporate America has followed suit with his fallback on DEI for fear of the backlash from the federal government and federal contracts. Take a look at bringing better and tailored health care to address the historic disparities where Congress is out. And, I'm actually one who's looking for health care now with the Affordable Care Act. And without the subsidies, the rates are about to triple, and we all have till January 15th to make a decision. All right. So these are real things that are happening to real people in real time. His policies and programs are also having a significant impact on all of our civil rights. Now, of course, the president said he didn't know too much about Project 25, but we all know his office and management and budget director is the author of Project 2025. Steve Miller, Heritage Foundation, Project 2025. So be informed and be aware. I will assure you, these people here are not the ones trying to protect your civil rights. And yes, that is Ben Carson in the background, further back. Very different from LBJ's civil rights team. His attack on free speech, the war on, our best universities in the country is absurd, where they're, forfeiting billions of dollars in research that helps make this country great to what it is. Do you know you have foreign students coming here throughout the world looking to get a top-notch education at our institutions? Well, his policies and programs are preventing that. The way that he attacks women in the media, calling them piggy, stupid. I mean, again, I've never seen anything like that. And again, we should be aware of these things. Again, this is nothing new with his attacks on the media. His attacks with our civil rights, again, where you're separating children and families. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a constitution. We have a Bill of Rights. These things that he are doing, they're not law. These are done by executive order, and we have a weak Republican Congress, and the Supreme Court seems to be complicit at this particular time. Mass deportations, you've seen it on the news. His immigration orders to end the birthright citizen. You've seen the immigration agents, the budget with the big, beautiful bill for the ICE agents terrorizing now American cities. Yes, troops are now in U.S. cities. Dismantling of the Department of Education. Total dismantling of the Department of Education. This has, again, an impact on the drain brain. Now, again, as I said, we have many students who are coming here to get an education worldwide. Just recently, the problem with the H-1B visas in India, you have Indian corporate employees right now who are not able to get back into the U.S. for the holidays due to these new restrictions. So it's a major issue right now for corporations in this country based on this new recent restriction. This is real right now. The president said that grants for funding Hispanic serving colleges are unconstitutional. He has defunded higher education initiatives specifically for Latinos. You have 67.3% of Hispanic undergraduate students enrolled, stripping $350 million of funds. This is happening in real time. Now, as it relates to the HBCUs and the tribal colleges, President gave $500 million. However, this is money that's been redirected from the closing and the dismantling of the Department of Education. So it's really not new money. His attack on the lesbian, gay, bi, trans community. I mean, again, I've never seen anything like it. The whole white nationalist terrorizing them daily from, not even wanting them to pretty much live is just unspeakable to me, but it's real and it's live. Forthcoming, the one big beautiful bill. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. With that bill, to make America great, we still have what? High inflation, high unemployment. Unemployment is right now almost 5%. We have youth unemployment almost at 10.3%, and Black unemployment is almost at 9%. That's today. These cuts are real. Your health care is at stake. Your Medicaid, your Medicare. It's going to be a real problem in rural hospitals as well. His base come next year. And again, the deadline is January 15th, ladies and gentlemen. Even with all of the propaganda, as you know, the president always says that everything's perfect. We're all moving in the right direction. But again, economic problems are his, not Joe Biden. He constantly blames Biden and the Democrats. Well, the Republicans are in charge of everything. You need to know this. You're a new college grad. You can't find a job. Well, last year, 40% of college graduates knew where they were going to work at graduate by the time they graduated in May. This year, it's less than 30%. That's major. So again, with the supply chain clawing up, AI, fearful graduates who may not have that direct skill, it's having an impact on this next generation graduating. Long-term economic challenges with Mr. Trump's policies, the supply chain, the consumer prices, and the impact it's having on U.S. industries to make a decision. Do you expand or do you cut? You don't know what's going to go on with these tariffs. Extremism in America is at an all-time high from the death of Charlie. What's his last name? I forget. Anyway, the young man who was assassinated. It's horrible. It's got to stop, ladies and gentlemen. We got to take it down a notch, and it needs to start at the White House with a lot of this rhetoric. Again, we have police on the streets. We got ICE agents. We've got boats being shot in the Pacific and in Venezuela. We're under pretty much seems like getting ready to go to war with Venezuela. Now, again, nobody wants drugs coming into the country. You want to control these things. But again, Congress should be doing these things. We have laws. They have rights too. We want the good things for the Venezuelan people as well. What about Ukraine? The president's picks. Talk about a DEI pick. Most of these people really don't seem to be qualified. They all seem to be psychopaths to me. It's really amazing to see where we're at right now in the country. But the facts are, the people are fighting back. They're not standing for this. And the president's approval ratings are where they are right now. So vote, get engaged. Whichever way you're going, you need to voice your opinion now. Things are getting nuttier day by day. every day it's some nonsense with this administration. That was the presentation that I wanted to give on where we're at right now in the country. Again, we're going to start now. Karis and Jeff are going to take you through Beyond the Vision Board, Making Your Goals Happen, 2026, New Year, New You. Thank you guys for joining.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bill. And thank you everyone who's joined us. We're really excited to talk to you about goal setting and how you can start your year off in a positive direction, and give you some practical tools to help you set realistic and attainable goals. The first thing is, if you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat to enter those. We will have a Q&A at the end of our session. But that is where we're going to go to find those questions. Bill, can you please go to the next slide? So about me, as I said earlier, I'm a professional life coach. I do have a bachelor's degree in psychology from Hampton University. I also have a master's degree in professional studies from Georgetown University. Now, as I am a master certified life coach, I am not a mental health professional. I am not a therapist. I'm here to help you understand how to create your goals and to provide you with tools so that you can be successful in achieving those. Jeff, would you, Bill, next slide, please. And Jeff, would you like to provide information about yourself to the group?
Sure. Yeah, I guess I should say I'm not a mental health professional either. I just like to help people reach their goals. Myself included. So I know we mentioned the Machu Picchu, which was a milestone for me, a big goal that I had. But we're excited to chat through today how you can reach your goals in a bit of a different way. We're actually going to give you two different perspectives, which is great because there are a lot of different ways we can reach our goals. My methodology is just one that I followed and people have found success. So it's always good to have different tools in your tool belt. So yeah, looking forward to it. Let's jump in.
Yeah, and just so all of you know, Jeff and I have been friends for 15 years, and he helps me stay centered when my life kind of tilts out of order. And he's a really, really good wealth of knowledge. So I'm looking forward to understanding and seeing what your feedback is to the presentation. So by the end of this presentation, you're going to understand the power of goal setting, discovering the importance of knowing your why for your goals, and exploring the Smarter Goals framework as a tool to help you get to those goals. Learn how to create a personalized goal plan with actionable steps, and learn to overcome obstacles and reframe limiting beliefs. Next slide, please. So Tony Robbins, who's a global speaker and coach, is quoted as saying, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible to visible. It's also important to know that research shows that people who write down goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. That's because a written goal gives your brain a target. It's like a GPS system for you to utilize to get to your goal. So please take some notes. And as you're determining what your goals are going to be, please make sure you write them down. So as Jeff said, we're going to have this discussion from two different vantage points. So today, Jeff is going to introduce you to the practice of Kaizen. So for now, I'm going to turn over to Jeff. Next slide, please, Bill. And Jeff will go through the Kaizen methodology. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, so Kaizen it's really simple. It's what you see here on the slide. It means good change. It also means really continuous improvement, one small step at a time. And this is actually very difficult. It's a very simple methodology in practice, but it's actually a very difficult one to do in real life because we always, and myself included still, I have big goals and I want to go after them 100 miles an hour. And what ends up happening to a lot of us, myself included, is we start off the new year with very, very big goals, very ambitious goals. And within 2 or 3 weeks, we realize we haven't been doing anything toward our goals. Within another couple of weeks, we're just totally done with those goals. Moving on to other goals. It happens all the time. And we'll get into why that happens. I think in a minute. But for now, just know that to reframe your mind, or try to reframe your mind a little bit into, maybe I don't have to go 100 miles an hour. Maybe I can actually go very small, little steps that will compound and get me to where I want to go, maybe even faster than you were thinking before, because you're taking continuous steps. So Karis, I think you're going to go through a bit of why we fail, and then I'll end it with that subconscious.
Perfect. Thank you. So most goals fail because of vagueness. We'll say something like, I want to get in shape in 2026, but not really identifying what that means. Is that building muscular tone? Is that dropping pounds? Is that being able to run a marathon? So we have to understand what being in shape or getting in shape means for the individual. There's also typically a lack of urgency in not providing a time frame for when you want to have that goal set or achieved by, and no emotional connection to the goal. It just sometimes can just come out of nowhere, or maybe just because we couldn't get into an outfit that we wore the year prior to. But without an emotional connection, when challenges arise, then there's even more ways or reasons why you'll fail your reaching your goals. And then the other thing is, like Jeff said, keeping it simple. Sometimes we make our goals way too complex. And as we are all trying to navigate this thing called life, there are so many other things that come into play that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So let's focus on keeping very, very simple goals that are not going to be overwhelming for you to achieve while you're still managing your day-to-day needs and experiences. Now, there's something else called the subconscious. So I'm going to let Jeff explain how the subconscious impacts whether you can succeed or fail within managing and achieving your goals. Jeff?
Yeah. So I like to say that failure isn't a character flaw. So I want you all to let yourselves off the hook. It's actually a design flaw in the way that we set our goals. The subconscious mind is meant to, and you've all probably heard the fight or flight response. Well, that's the subconscious saying, hey, do we need to fight in this situation? Do we need to flee in this situation? What needs to happen? Because subconscious is there to protect you. Now, if you have a goal out of nowhere that is so big and so complex and doesn't lack urgency and isn't, is too vague, everything you see there, your subconscious mind's job is to say no. Like, that's not happening. And the way it does that is it says, I'm going to start on Monday. I'm just going to do the weekend and then I'm going to start on Monday. The excuses that we come out with, that's the subconscious saying, this is too big for us. This isn't going to happen. It's too big of a jump for us. So what we need to do is actually fly under the radar of the subconscious. So we'll get into a bit about how we go about that coming up.
Perfect. Thank you, Jeff. Next slide, please. Actually, you can advance. So what is the secret for achieving your goals? Next slide, Bill. So the secret to achieving your goals is really to understand the why behind them. And that's very, very important, because if you don't understand the why, it's just another task on your to-do list. But when your goal is connected to a meaningful purpose, whether it's personal growth, providing for your family, making an impact on your community, you unlock something very, very powerful. And your why is what fuels your commitment when things get tough. Is what keeps you focused when distractions creep in and when obstacles show up, because they will show up. And your why gives you the resilience to keep going. So before you set your next goal, ask yourself, not just what you want, but why it matters to you. And that's the difference. That's the secret sauce. That's the difference between a goal you abandon and a goal that you achieve. Because goals without purpose are just tasks. Goals with purpose become commitments. Next slide, please, Bill. So The why keeps you emotionally connected and motivated to overcome the obstacles you face, and it drives your focus. Friedrich Nietzsche, a famous German philosopher from the late 1800s, said, "He who has a why can bear almost anyhow." And I think that's a really, really important quote, because when challenges hit, your why reminds you why it's worth it, why your goal is worth it. It improves your decision making. And with a strong why, it's easier to say yes to what aligns to the why and no to the distractions of the why. It builds resilience. And when you feel like quitting, think about why you started. People with purpose, people who know their why, don't give up. They pivot, they adapt, and they persevere. Jeff, any additional thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would just say, I think in the next slide we have coming up, the 5 whys, which we'll talk about, and I call the why ladder. But it's super important to get to the root of your why. Your first why is not your why. That's not your actual why. Not even your second, probably not your third. So let's chat about that. Oh yeah, go ahead. I just see that here.
Sure. So the 5 whys is actually a technique that was developed by Sakichi Toyoda. He was a Japanese inventor and industrialist who founded Toyota Industries. And it became a foundational tool at Toyota Motor Corporation's production system. And it's a very simple and powerful way to identify the root cause of a problem or the root of your why. The core idea is that by asking yourself why 5 times, you can dig beneath the surface to uncover the deeper cause to help you make your decisions. Next slide, please. So we put together this example, and this is something that can resonate with most professionals. And the example is, I want to get a promotion at work. So that's where we're going to start. So if we decide that our goal is promotion at work, using the 5 why techniques, the next thing you would ask yourself is why. And the answer could be, well, I want to earn more money. Well, why? Well, I want to have more financial freedom. Okay, so why? So I can spend more time with my family. Okay, understood. But why is that important? Because I missed a lot of time with the kids when they were little. Okay, we're getting there. And so why does that make you think that this is the way to go? What is driving you to make this your why? And the real answer, because I value presence over possessions. Next slide, please. And so, did you see the aha moment? The aha moment, the goal isn't about getting a promotion. The goal is actually about healing and being present. The promotion actually is antithetical to your real why, because usually promotion means you're going to work more and work harder. So the goal to spend more time with your kids won't be achieved, or more than likely won't be achieved, if you get promoted. But making more money is the tool that you believe will allow you to spend more time with the people that you love the most. So hopefully that was a very insightful and powerful exercise for all of you. Next, I'm going to introduce you all to the framework that helps you achieve your goals. And that would back to the smarter phrase, Bill. So the smarter framework, what that does, once you understand your why, then you want to spend more time, with your family. You want to get very, very specific. That's the S in smarter. What exactly do you want? Do you want more time on the weekends? Do you want more time in the evening, tucking your children into bed? Do you want to make sure that you have your family dinner? So you want to get more specific. You want to make sure that you have a measurable goal. How do you know that you're progressing towards your goal? Mean that your goal is 2 nights out of the week to make sure that you're home for dinner with your kids. And on Saturday morning, you can go to the park and take them playing Frisbee. You want to make sure your goals are achievable. We know as adults, you may not necessarily be able to be home every day at 4 o'clock because you may have to work, but maybe a Friday, you can get home a little bit earlier and spend time with your family. You want to make sure it's relevant, obviously. And does your framework align with your why? And then time bound. What's the timeline for completion? Or is this going to be tomorrow? Are we going to give ourselves a realistic time frame that we can manage changing our workflow in the office so that we can finish earlier on a Friday and be able to come home sooner to spend time with our family? And the E is for evaluation. So how will you review your process? How are you going to know that it's working? And then after putting in all of this work, we need reward systems. So how are you going to reward yourself for doing all of this? So staying on this same slide, let's continue with the previous example. So we've already determined that we don't necessarily want a promotion. We want time with our family, and more money will allow that to happen. So using the SMARTER framework, here we're going to work through it. So you may come up with a goal statement. Again, we want to write everything down. So the goal statement might be something like, I will transfer $1,500 to a high yield savings account by June 1, 2026, by transferring $250 per month into that account. I will check my balance on the 1st and 15th of every month, again, measurable, to evaluate my progress and make adjustments if I am not on schedule. I will make necessary adjustments, achievable, relevant, once I have $1,500 transferred, but then I will continue to check my account on the 1st and 15th of each month to see how it grows, see how it's maturing. Once the $1,500 that I transfer is in my account, I will celebrate by taking the family to the beach for the day or to their favorite restaurant. And this is what supports your why. And lastly, you may say to yourself, I will continue checking the account on the 1st and 15th of every month to monitor how much it grows. And that's how the SMARTER framework works, by understanding the why, and also allows you to think through other ways of achieving the same goal. So if we were to take the SMARTER framework and spin it just a little bit, here's another way to look at securing that same goal of saving $1,500. Because maybe it's not reasonable for you to put $250 a month from your paycheck into a savings account. Instead of focusing on the promotion, instead of focusing on transitioning your money, maybe what you decide to do is to spend less, so you save more of the money that you already have, or you can do a combination of save some more money, but maybe also find a way to make a little extra cash, but still end up after 6 months with that same $1,500 that you want in that high yield bank account. Now, if we use the SMARTER framework to break that $1,500 down even further to something that is additionally measurable and achievable, $1,500 divided by 6 months is really $8.30 a day. Think about how easy that small step of saving or making $8.30 a next. Yeah, thank you, Bill. And so now we can realign our activities and our goals to $8.30. So with that begets the next tool that is called the rule of threes. Thank you, Bill. So in the rule of threes, it's a system. That's it. It's just a system that is used to break down actions into realistic, digestible activities where you can create a 3-month goal with 3 weekly actions and 3 daily habits. James Clear, he's the author of Atomic Habits, and it's a great book if you haven't read it yet. It's amazing. But he's quoted as saying, you do not have to rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And systems are put in place to support your goals without the need of motivation. So using these systems helps you to design your environment to support your goals. And the systems help you clear time to think and time to plan. They allow for your accountability and follow through. So let's apply this tool to our current scenario. So the first part of this tool is to set goals for every 3 months, 3-month goal. So we're going to take our 6-month goal and we're going to chop it into 2 phases instead of having 1 phase. So our first goal will be 3 months, which means our goal is $750 in that high yield savings account. But our daily goal has not changed. It's still $8.30 based on why. So here may be an example of an action plan for you. So every Thursday, I will make time to evaluate my progress from the week before. That is your statement. That's your goal statement. Then your first action, action number 1. I am over or under my goal. That's easy to understand. $8.30 times 7. Are you there or are you not? Action 2, I will analyze what worked and what didn't work from the previous week. Track your actions. What did you do? Did you spend more money than you should have? Did you not make the money you should have? And then your third action will be, I will decide what to do to make up for any deficit or see how I can get ahead of my timeline for next week. So those are your 3 weekly actions. So now your 3 daily habits for saving or making $8.30 a day. So from a savings perspective, you may say, I will bring my own lunch to work. I don't know about you, but here in Atlanta, it's $15 to $20 a day now to go out and buy lunch. The $5 footlong no longer exists.
Yeah,
So if you just say, and it doesn't. So if you just save money every day by bringing your own lunch, you're way ahead of your goal. It could also be, I'll make dinner at home instead of bringing dinner home and doing takeout. That again is a huge expense. And one that I see a lot is coffee. And so you may decide that instead of going to, Jeff's nodding his head, I know he's guilty of it. Instead of going and buying your coffee on the way to work every day, you make your own at home and you bring it with you. Now, so that's the saving portion. If we want to kind of do a mix and we also want to make a little extra money without needing that promotion, I can tell you this by experience that Uber Eats on average make $15 to $20 an hour driving Uber Eats deliveries. So that might be every Saturday morning from 8 to 12, I'm going to drive Uber Eats and make $80 every Saturday morning. That's a little bit of time to get to the money that you need in order to meet your daily goals. And remember, none of these activities have anything to do with a promotion, because when you finish driving Uber Eats at noon, then you have the rest of the day to spend with your children. So utilizing the SMARTER framework and the rule of threes helps set out a very manageable, attainable goal of saving that $8.30. That's the rule of threes. Now, Jeff is going to introduce you to a method within Kaizen that is a little bit different, but still helps you ladder up to those goals. Jeff?
Yes, I love this. I love all of that. The 3-month thing is something I've taken on recently of doing 12-week years. So really I have 4 years in 1 year. I just treat 12 weeks as a year, just trying to accomplish it as much as I possibly can. So I actually really like that. For Kaizen, the thing to keep in mind is you want your goals, or at least your daily goals, to be so small, it almost feels ridiculous. So what do I mean by that? You see some examples here, but another example is, let's say I want to run a half marathon, which I did in January of this year, 25. instead of just going out and having not run at all, like myself, and just throwing on my shoes and running a couple miles, instead, just put on your shoes. That's it. All you're doing is putting on your shoes and you're walking around the house. I don't even want you to go outside. Then the next day, walk to your mailbox and back. That's it. No more, no less. The next day, walk around the block. And you can see these are tiny little steps to get you further and further and further until eventually 2 months from now, you're running a mile. 3 months from now, you're running 3 miles. But that's not going to happen overnight. If you try to do that, most likely you will stop. You'll fail within a week or two because, again, your subconscious mind is like, this isn't us. This isn't what we do. You're going to hurt yourself, whatever. But if you have little daily goals that are so small it's ridiculous, then you surpass your subconscious mind. It's telling you no. And then that's how you trick yourself really into achieving these goals, just being so small that eventually your subconscious mind starts to realize, hey, I am somebody who walks. I am somebody who runs. And now a 2-mile run doesn't sound crazy. It sounds great. So these are a couple of examples that you could do each day. Like, first of all, if you want to get healthy, probably throw out the junk food. I'm guilty of this for sure. Eat a vegetable each day. Go for a walk each day. Whatever it is, find something that's so small you can do it. Like, it would be ridiculous if you didn't do it, if you just put on your shoes and walked around the house, right? So chunk your goal into tiny, tiny, achievable daily goals, and you will hit your goal. You will hit your goal. I'll just say that. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on.
Can I give it a little example? Because
yeah,
because again, Jeff taught me this a year ago, maybe 2, and I actually put it in practice. So recently, for my work, we were virtual, and then we had to go back to the office for 5 days. 5 days a week. And so my workout routine was impacted because now when I get up in the morning, I have to get ready and go into the office. And so using Kaizen and what I learned from Jeff, what I started doing, I did it on a week by week basis, is I got up 15 minutes earlier every week. And so it wasn't such a hit to my sleep schedule to wake up 15 minutes. And so I started that maybe 4 months or so ago. And so now my body, because I got my body in tune with 15 minutes a week, now I wake up every morning at 5:30 automatically, and I can get my workout in the morning before I have to get to my office at 9. And because I used this philosophy, I didn't feel the pains of going from getting up in the morning at 7:30 to now getting up in the morning at 5:30. And it was a really easy process and journey for me to change what has now become my natural habit. Thank you, Jeff.
And had you started at, you're welcome. Thank yourself. Had you started at 5:30 every morning, you probably would have done it for 2 mornings and then snoozed. I've done that
exactly.
so many times. You know, it's just, again, the subconscious, like, this isn't us. You know, you have to train your mind to realize this is a person who wakes up early. I am a person who goes for runs. You just have to train yourself. So I put this together to tell you, like, just let yourself off the hook. The reason I think we fail a lot of times too is because we've just put too much or too big of a wall up or too high of an expectation. And then once we don't hit our goal or we fail a couple of days, we just let it go. Like, okay, I'm not gonna achieve that. I'll just quit. Don't do that. Instead, start again. Each day is a new day. You can start again, whatever it is. If you're finding that you're not achieving your daily goals, they're too big. So what I like to say is come up with a goal, a daily goal, divide that by 2, and then divide that by 2. Like, that's what you should start with. Something so small it's ridiculous. And then it's okay to revise. It's okay to pivot to a new goal or a different type of goal, but don't quit. Remember just to scale back, go smaller. That should be the motto for 26. Instead of like just really trying to achieve super high, achieve super small, because that every single day was going to get you where you want to go.
I'm sorry, can I just interrupt, Jeff? I just had a flash that we're going to get one of your goal setting books to someone who puts their name and goes and likes and follows the PDA group on the LinkedIn platform. Thank you very much.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
So, ladies and gentlemen, hit the chat, put your name in. We'll draw it up, and I'll let you know who won. Sorry to interrupt, guys.
Oh, no problem. Are we ready for the next slide, Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Bill, next slide. Yep. So we're going to go through this. We're kind of getting up on coming to the end of our time. We want to make sure that we respect everyone's time. One of the things that we have to do, like Jeff was saying, is reframe some of your obstacles, right? So it's going smaller. Oh, my camera just went down.
No, we can see you.
So going smaller. So what we want to make sure that we do is not have or succumb to negative self-talk. And that's one of the challenges that we hear, or I hear oftentimes, people that I work with. And so, we often tell ourselves, if I fail, because we're scared of failure as human beings. But when you think of the internal workings of your own messaging, you don't want to be negative. What if I fail? I don't have time. I'm not prepared. This is too hard. It's too challenging. But we can reframe those thoughts to, well, what if I succeed instead of thinking about my failure? If I don't think I have time, how can I make time? I'm sure I can figure that out. And I'm not prepared, but guess what? This process and me going through this, I'm going to grow. I'm going to get better, even if I don't feel as if I'm prepared at this very moment. And for anything that seems like it's too challenging or too hard, you're a smart individual. You can figure it out. All you have to do is start using some of the frameworks that we provided. Claw back on your goals, make them smaller, as Jeff has pointed out, and go step by step, and you'll figure it out as you go.
The only
next
thing,
slide, please, Bill. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, as you go on, Bill. The only thing I will say about obstacles is 100% expect obstacles. They are going to happen. They are going to come up. So the more you expect the obstacles, the easier it is to overcome those. So whenever I help somebody with a goal, I always say, write down 10 obstacles that are going to happen, so that your subconscious mind now doesn't have that excuse that it used to have, because you've already written it down. You've already told your mind this obstacle is going to happen. So try to put that into place. Yeah, go ahead, Karis.
Yeah, and just keep in mind this famous quote by Wayne Gretzky: you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So bet on yourself, get in the game, and have confidence that no matter what, you're capable of doing this. Because remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So what we do is challenge you now, as you've listened to the information that we've provided. Sit down tonight or tomorrow, think about a goal, use the 5 whys, use your smarter framework, use the 3 I got a brain melt.
The 333.
Yes. And the small steps, and try and figure out a new goal for yourself. Whether
Senior moment.
Thank you, Bill. It was a senior moment for sure. Whether it is a brand new goal, a goal that you have not been able to achieve, and you're trying to figure out why, maybe you should scale it back. Maybe it's a goal you put on the shelf because it was the wrong timing, or maybe it was a goal that you just got discouraged and you just fell apart and didn't give enough faith to yourself to manage through. And so hopefully some of these tools that we've provided you with tonight can help you move forward and achieve those goals. Now, again, if there are any questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat. I don't see any at the moment. So Bill, I'm going back over to you, but I will monitor the chat in case some questions come in.
Yes, but once again, guys, great job, Karis and Jeff. Really appreciate you guys putting this together, giving some people some actionable, structured strategies to be successful in 2026. Again, we all have some challenges and opportunities coming up this year. I'm sure both personally and professionally, these are some things that you can do to help yourself, whether like you provided an illustration of saving money or going to the gym. I would like to say that, given the times that we're in, you do need to have a plan, a backup plan. Karis had talked about the gig economy, going out doing Instacart, DoorDash, Uber Eats. I mean, again, I can tell you, I did it. I mean, again, I didn't want to do it, but I was going to get my MBA. I was in between jobs. Recently, I didn't have no money. I went out. That's right, I did it, and it filled the need. So I would encourage you to do that. I would also encourage you to find something that you can do with your hands, something that you enjoy. I would encourage you to network with other professionals outside of your circles of influence, so to speak, okay? So that you can gain greater access to other people that can help you with your own personal growth and development, which I think is really key right now. And it doesn't matter what age you are or where you at on your education level. AI is here, ladies and gentlemen. You do need to be engaged with artificial intelligence. You need to ask yourself, can my job be replaced? If so, well, how can I enhance my skills so that I can move to the next level? While there will be some cutbacks, any of you who work with AI, it's all about what you feed it. All right. So there will have to be some supervision to monitor what's going in and what's coming out, because that's what people are going to act on. So again, be careful with it, but you need to understand how this technology can impact your daily livelihood, but also how it can help you in your daily livelihood. There are many things that can help you save time on. I'm using it with some administrative things and with video editing, even putting together presentations, guys. It's much simpler using the AI now, and it can be very effective. All right. So again, hopefully those are some actionable strategies that you can use. I would also encourage you to follow the PDA group members and reach out to Alicia for some brand information. Dr. D. Alicia had surgery, so she didn't want to participate. She wasn't feeling well tonight, and Dr. D had an emergency. But again, reach out to them because they can help you. All right, Karis, I'm sorry you had something to say.
Bill, yeah, there's a question in the chat, and can you advance the slides to our contact information, please? So yes, to answer your question, this information has been recorded. We are going to segmentize it later and put it back onto LinkedIn so you can watch it at a later date, but it'll be cut in smaller segments so you don't have to dedicate another hour of your time. They'll be segmented to smaller segments for you to be able to listen to everything that we've talked about. When it comes to, I think I saw a question about, can you recommend other resources to better understand how to apply the rules of three? Yes, that resource is me. So Bill, please advance to the next slide. So you can feel free. I'm offering a free 30-minute consultation with anyone on this link event. Next slide, please, Bill. And you can get me or get to me through kuk.podia.com. That is my website. Through there is a link to my calendar where you can schedule a free consultation with me and also see some products I have. And then if you'd like to get in touch with Jeff, Bill, can you please answer as well to the next slide? And so Jeff's information is coming up here. You'll be able to contact him as well, Jeff.
Yeah, if anybody has any goals that they want some help with, just book a time with me for free. I'm happy to go through those with you and help you nail those goals for 2026.
Perfect. And thank you all so much for attending. If there's anything that Jeff or I or anyone else in the PDA group can do to assist you making your goals a reality in 2026, we're here. I think in January, we'll be planning our topics for 2026. So if you have anything that you'd like to know about, please let us know, and we'll see if we have resources that can help support you. I want to thank my very good friend, Jeff, who's been putting up with me for a very long time, and sometimes some of my craziness, and he can bring me down to earth from time to time. So as always, I appreciate you. I appreciate you lending your knowledge to this group of individuals who've turned in, seeking some support. And again, I just really appreciate you and your time. And then for that, I will turn the show back over to Bill.
Outstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want to thank you guys for your participation this year. I hope it has been some value to you personally and professionally. We'll be back next month. I'm sorry, not next month, next year. All right. February 5th, we will start on Thursday at 7 p.m. with our Black History Month celebration and open the 2026 year for the PDA Group. All right. So again, everyone, go to the PDA Group page. That's Professional Development and Accountability. I'm watching right now. So who's going in to follow and like our page? Jeff's going to do it too.
And get your book. Get your free book. I have one. It's great.
All right. And again, you do want to take advantage of the time Jeff is offering and Karis. If you don't take advantage of it by the 1st, it's gone. So you're here now. Take advantage of these resources that are available to you for free. On behalf of the PDA Group, Dr. D, Alicia, and Karis, I'm Bill Smith. Thank you for joining us. Cheers. See you next year. Jeff,
Happy
see
New
you
Year,
next
everybody.
time.
Yes, thank you.